Good morning and welcome to the chat on Newsday Amarillo and News Channel 10-2. I'm David Lovejoy,
And I'm Chuckalicious, Chuck Williams.
and we're joined today by Potter County Commissioner Precinct 2, Blair Schaffer. I have to say this, Blair. One of the things, being a first year running for this office, winning the office, and first year of service, you have really made it a mission of yours to have that back and forth. I think sometimes people forget that your job as a commissioner is not about meetings. It's not about the commissioner meeting yesterday. They're important parts, but
Right.
it's more the people you represent. And I think this is about the second or third one of these events you've held. You're having a meeting and greet tonight at it's a new location. It used to be formerly the Kiva. It's now called the Cove, I believe.
Yes, Cactus Cove Inn and Suites.
And tell us, Blair, why do you feel it's so important that you keep your foot in that realm of I'm the servant of the people?
Well, that's one of the reasons that we're elected as officials is to represent our people, and to me, the communication with our people is what's so important. Because I can't serve them if I don't know what you're thinking, if I don't know what you need. And the easiest way to know what you want and need is to have that open communication and be accessible.
So, by rights, you're telling me you're learning more from these town hall type forums and setups than you would be from a meeting itself.
Correct. Yeah. Our last time I was really happy. We had 27 people there, and that was my first time. We had it at the public library over there in our precinct.
Right.
And this time we are having it in a local business, but it's still open and free to the public. I want people there from Potter County. I want people there from Amarillo, because we're all one. Even Randall County people, if you live in Amarillo and Randall County, I'd love you there, because we all have to interact with each other, and we're all one community. If it happens to Potter County, it has to happen to Amarillo. If it happens to Amarillo, it has to happen to Randall County.
Very good point. Very good point. Now, you've been on the job now 6 months since you swore in.
Yeah.
What are a few of the hot button topics that you're hearing from your constituents that they want addressed or they want you to take a look at? What are some of the things that just really jump out at you?
A lot of it is just making sure that we got that safe community. Um, I'm sure we're going to have a whole lot more coming up because we're about to be getting into budget season. So that's one reason I want to hear what do you want and need from the county that your taxes are going to be paying for? What do you want me to address? Of course, we always got to look at the tax rate. We always got to look at, how much do we have coming in? How much do we have going out? But what services are we providing? Can we provide new services that might be useful to the community? Like, one thing I'm wanting to look into is creating a public information officer position. You know, that's going to be quite challenging to create. And I don't know if we'll get it created this go around. That's one of my things I'm looking at doing so that we can communicate as the county with our public more easily.
I think that's an interesting
Yeah,
proposition.
I do too, especially the
Yeah.
PIO aspect of it. One thing that I'm wanting to delve into a little bit, we're talking about the budget. That might mean we might have to raise taxes a little bit.
Yeah, and that's one thing we'll be looking at over the next couple of months is we might have to. Of course, myself, I never want to,
Right.
but I have to make sure we also provide the services that are needed. And that's why it's
Mm-hmm.
so important to really dive in and look at every line item. Is this needed? Is it providing a service that's needed to the public? Is it providing quality of life? Is it providing safety? Is it providing security? What is this doing for us? And the county does a whole lot that people don't realize. Anywhere from our fire department to our
Right.
sheriffs and our deputies. Our judicial system is really large, and a lot of people don't realize that the county budgets for the judicial system.
Uh huh.
Mhm, mhm. Blair, 6 months on the job, January 1, you swore into office. Uh, has there been anything about the position or anything about the mechanism of the politic in Potter County that has surprised you, or you said, "Well, I'd expect that"? Is there anything that just jumps out as like that's
Nothing,
what I saw it as?
nothing really large. Because I did watch everything a year before when I was running,
Yeah.
so I'd already seen a lot of stuff. Potter County is pretty genuine in their politics. Nobody's really backstabbing. Nobody's really mean and ugly. We have our little issues here and there, but overall, Potter County's politics is really pretty good. Most of us do get along. We have our debates, discussions, but there's no hate or ugliness.
Right.
And that's not what it's supposed to be about. It's okay to have to disagree or not have the same opinion, but it's when it goes to that other side that I think that's what turns off people. I think people are like,
Yes.
so I think that turns off people. You brought this subject up, and I think this is a valid one and something we really, in the next couple of months, are going to have to take a really closer look at. Public safety, the rise of crime, petty crime. Some say it's the offshoot of the pandemic. People are frustrated. The economy's been on a rocky road. Things cost more. The cost of living's gone up, and we've seen more and more violence and criminal behavior, not just in Potter County or your precinct, but across our city. Your job as a public servant, what are you thinking about? What are you looking at that we can detour and make these communities a little bit safer? I tell you, my greatest fear is that some child or some senior gets hit with a stray bullet.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's always challenging is we've always had law enforcement here, but what tools can we give them that they can utilize to make us safer? So that's something you're wanting to look at. Like right now, the sheriff office has drones. So can they use the drones when we're in parks or walking around just to get an eye on stuff that's going on? Because those guys are out there. The sheriff's department's always out there working hard. They're on patrol. They're doing stuff. But what can we bring in that's maybe a newer technology, or what schools can they go to learn new techniques to improve what they're doing on? Not that they're not doing a great job now, because they totally are. But as times changes, technology changes. Criminals are using new tools, so we need to make sure our law enforcement has new tools to combat that. What can we do to find out if there's gunfire, within a neighborhood? What tools can we use to maybe track down the location of that gunfire easier? Just different things like that to look at. I know some of that's a little bit of a, out of the range for us at the moment, but it's stuff to look into. And what can we do? How can we improve with the people that we have? What tools can we give them to be better with?
I noticed you brought up the issue of the drones, and naturally that goes towards expanding on the knowledge base, et cetera, et cetera. Is this the way that we're going in the county from the technology standpoint of it? Is this what we're really concentrating on?
I wouldn't say we're really concentrated on them, but we do use it. For example, we've had some fires out, not recently, but earlier in the spring.
Right.
And they could go out there with the drones and help direct the fire department, because they could get up in the air and see what direction it's going, see if we're coming up on a ravine. And so that was very helpful. You might have somebody that's lost down a Canadian River or something like that,
right,
and they could get the drones up there in the air and help the search out a lot quicker, a lot more efficiently. You got the one person on the drone that can cover a lot more area and see a lot more without having to bring in a big helicopter and a whole crew and stuff like that. So just finding some simple technology that we have access to help out in different situations.
Don't forget, that's tonight. It'll take place at the Cove, the Cactus Cove Hotel. It was formerly the Kiva. It kicks off a town hall meeting that will feature Commissioner Blair Schaffer. It'll start at 6 p.m. It'll go till 8. Cactus Cove Inn and Suites. Sit down and talk to a man who cares about his community. Blair Schaffer, Potter County Commissioner, Place 2. Blair, thank you for your time today. Good work, sir.
Keep up the good work.
Be careful.
Thank y'all.
We're going to get out.
Y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Be careful, Blair. Hey, guys, have a safe day today. You know the rules. Be kind, be careful. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, right here.